Good evening, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. I forgot what day it was today. Yeah, honestly, guys, I got to a lot of laundry, and I actually did dishes last night right before I went to bed. So I felt like good amount of things done. I actually got all the laundry that's been in the laundry room done, all the stuff in the bathroom done. Apparently my parents have an overflowing basket of laundry, and I think Jack has a full laundry basket upstairs, so I need to do some more. But I actually got through a lot today. I felt like that was sort of my big accomplishment for the day. Other than that, I did not wind up getting to really a whole ton, and especially not a whole ton that I wanted to get done today. I also woke up insanely late, but I am so thrown off by like what day it is, because my dad was actually home from work because he had to take his truck in to, I don't know, get like the oil changed or whatever. It's like his work truck, but he's responsible for, you know, getting it taken care of. Everything is like covered through the company, but he just has to, you know, take it to the specific, you know, place or whatever where they can get it done, and then also you know, like take it in. And so he took it in, I think actually on Saturday or Friday or something like that, but it took several days. Like, that's why it takes him so long to get his like work truck done. Like, if we take our cars, any of our cars, like to our local mechanic, they're normally done like the same day practically, or possibly like it's just like an overnight. But when my dad has to take his work truck in, like I said, it can take multiple days to finally like have it finished. So yeah, like I said, I think he brought it in on Saturday. But you know, like he can't even be like, oh, I'll just drop it off like on Friday or something like that, and then have it done by Saturday or whatever. Like, it's a whole, you know, weekend sort of project to just like get the, I don't know, it's like the oil maybe, or maybe there was like a check engine light or something like that too that, you know, you might have to get checked or whatever. But like I said, when we have to take our cars in, it's normally like a same day, or like I said, maybe one day thing. So yeah, that's why it's, my dad had to take off work today because he was still waiting on his truck to be done. So they actually, and they didn't even pick it up until super late today either. Like, he dropped it off early on Saturday, I think right after we got back from the grocery stores, and then he didn't pick it up until like real late today, like probably when they closed. So yeah, but that was why he was home today. But it so totally threw me off. I was thinking all day it was Sunday, and I was like, oh, we have to go to like the grocery stores. But I told you guys too, we were thinking about going to CVS and Walgreens, and I was like, I kind of like going on Saturdays. Like, I wouldn't mind going on Saturday next week, or like, you know, for this coming Saturday. I'm gonna wind up going today, but like I said, I preferred Saturday. I really liked going this week. And everything seemed to work out really well. All day today I kept thinking like we were, you know, I knew we were talking about going to there today, but like all day I was like, oh, it's Sunday, we have to go shopping and stuff like that. And since we had already mentioned like possibly going today anyway, I literally all day kept going, oh, it's Sunday, it's Sunday, it's Sunday. And it was not, it was Monday. Jack had school today and everything like that as well. But guys, I flipped my planner. I have not, guys, this is probably one of the reasons I have not been using my planner at all. Like, the last, I don't even know how many days, there's been nothing written in it. And honestly, too, the last time I wrote in it, like, I did all of my, like, you know, upcoming things and stuff like that, which was back in, let's see, March, I think. Some point, oh my gosh, when was it? I did wind up writing in there that like first week, or sort of I guess second week of March, but I never even like checked anything off or like anything like that. I just wrote in it to like, I don't know, I just didn't like follow it or anything like that. And honestly, guys, I feel like it has to do a lot with my sleep habits, patterns and stuff like that, because it's been so bad. And like those last couple days of last weekend, or the end of last week or whatever, when it was warm, or the middle of the week, whatever that was, beginning of last week, those days when I had the window open and I could hear the birds outside and like, you know, all that kind of stuff, I just felt so like energized sort of to like get up. But like today it was like sort of I don't know, it wasn't raining really. I guess it was pretty sunny out today, but like it was sort of over the weekend, and like we just have had sort of gloomy weather. Today actually wasn't really, I guess, that bad, but over the weekend it was. And like even though I did wake up, like it just didn't like make me want to get up really. And I guess towards the end of the week too, like, you know, just that like gloomy weather, like when it's like that, and then I had the windows closed after, and like it wasn't like very like, oh yeah, I want to get up and go do things and stuff like that. It was like when I heard the birds chirping outside, because they're so loud. They wake me up in the morning, but it's like that refreshing sort of like waking up. Like I feel like if we had like a rooster and it woke me up, I probably wouldn't mind. You know, like it just seems like a natural sort of way to wake up and stuff like that, instead of being woken up by an alarm clock. And I feel like it's more inspiring to get up that way than hearing the same stinking alarm that I've been hearing for the last, honestly guys, this one that I have back here is probably close to 15 years old. I'm not even joking. And I've had it for that long too. It's like an old CD player and an alarm clock, and it's really awesome because it is really loud and disturbs me. But the thing is that disturbs me, I don't get up. I either hit the snooze button or turn it off, or sometimes we'll wake up from it when it first goes off, but then I fall back asleep, and I fall back asleep fast enough that I wind up like, I don't know, getting into a deep enough sleep that I wind up sleeping right through the next time it goes off if I like hit the snooze button. So like that was pretty much today. I woke up to it initially, and that's the thing guys, is that frustrates me, is that I will wake up to my alarms initially when they first go off. I just cannot get up after that. And like, you know, I'm like sort of groggy and out of it, and I'm like, okay, like I'll get up, and then I don't wind up doing it. And like there's also sort of that like, I need to push myself to get up, but it's also like, I don't know, I just don't feel like, I'm like, I would rather just go back to bed sort of thing. When like, even if I have something to do or anything like that, you know, like I'm like, oh, I want to get up because I want to do this thing, or I want to do that thing or whatever, but sometimes it's just like, I don't know, like unless it's like I have to get up because I have to go to the store, I have to go and, you know, make sure that I get up because we have this thing going on later, so if I don't get up early and we have no time in the day at all, you know, sort of thing. Like on Fridays sometimes I'm actually good about getting up because I'm like, you know, these last couple of weeks, because I've been like, oh, we have a football game on Friday, you know, to go to for Jack, and so that's why I've been like, oh, I have to get up, because if I don't, I wind up waking up at like noon. I've only got, you know, the game starts I think at like 5 o'clock, I think, maybe 4 o'clock, something like that. I think it's 4, and so, you know, I only have a couple hours before I have to go to the game anyway. So it's sort of like that, you know, I just, you know, like that will actually get me up if I know that I have something going on later, even if it's not like, oh, I have to get up at 7 o'clock to go to the grocery stores like I did yesterday and on Saturday. But then it was like today, I ended up sleeping right back through my alarm clocks and didn't wake up early and like all that kind of stuff. And that is what's so frustrating, because I don't have enough time to get things done that I need to get done. And I feel more tired too when I wind up sleeping and getting more than like 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Probably more than if I got less than like 7 hours of sleep, probably 6 to 7 hours of sleep. Like I feel more tired than that. Like I feel like 8 to like 9 hours for me is good, because sometimes if I get up again and I only get like 7, I am sometimes really like tired, or I wind up almost falling asleep, or I wind up like, I don't know. Sometimes 2 is really bad, because if I don't get enough sleep, then I start to push myself into this, I almost call it like the Energizer Bunny sort of thing. Like I'm just so tired, but I just keep going and going and going, and it's like then it's hard for me actually to fall asleep, because I've just pushed myself to the point of like exhaustion sort of, that I can't, then, you know, I'm almost like I don't want to go to sleep because I just want to keep going, you know, because I pushed myself so much. If I get like only like, again, a couple hours of sleep, which was, I think on, maybe was it this Friday night? I feel like I got like maybe 5 hours or something like that. And Saturday night then I wasn't tired at all. Like I probably fell asleep once I got in bed, like maybe a little bit after, but like I wasn't like tired enough to actually go to sleep, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't mind having a rooster at some point in my life, just waking up to a rooster. It's actually funny, my grandparents, when they had their farm, I think they had roosters, or a rooster, and I remember, because I woke up from it a couple times, I don't remember if it was them or their neighbors, and like, I don't think that I would have heard the rooster though, because it was too far away if it was their neighbors. But I know they had chickens for a long time, and I feel like I remember like one spring break I stayed there, I could have sworn that there was a rooster that kept waking me up in the morning, and I was like, okay, I'm awake. Like, you know, we were up when the rooster was crowing in the morning. So yeah, and I remember though, like, not that I didn't get good sleep, but I remember like falling asleep a couple times there because I was just up too early, and I think I maybe didn't get enough sleep or something like that. But I just remember being exhausted and like falling asleep on the chair one time in their living room. That I think it was at spring break, and I think, like I said, it was when they had the rooster. But like, because I was just so tired. But I actually think I stayed for the spring break. I think I might have stayed there the week before spring break, so my cousins were still in school, and I was homeschooled though that year, so I was like doing school. And then the week after was spring break, so then they asked if I wanted to stay for that too, because like my dad had to go out there for like a work thing, and so instead of like getting a hotel, he was just gonna stay with my grandparents. And so I ended up going with two because my cousins were also there, and so I think that was what ended up happening. But I remember, because like it was just me and my grandparents, like my aunt had went to work and my cousins went to school, and I remember I had to read like something and was like doing schoolwork or whatever. I remember falling asleep in one of the chairs in the living room because I was so exhausted. But they would get up at like 5 in the morning to like get ready to go to school, and I was like, I would normally get my butt up out of bed at like maybe 7 o'clock, like 6:45 or something like that, like maybe 6:30 at the earliest. But I think that school started at 7:45, or I think 7:55 was when the first class started. And so, but I would normally get to school by like 7:15, 7:20, 7:30, something like that. So like I would still have like a half an hour to like 45 minutes, maybe an hour at most in the morning. But honestly, in high school, my morning was just sort of, I rolled out of bed, maybe I put makeup on sometimes, and would throw my hair up, or like maybe do something. I hardly ever wore my hair down when I was in high school. Like, I mean, every once in a while I might, but it was normally like either ponytail or a bun or something like that I just didn't have to deal with it, because again, I was just not, like, it wasn't even that early, but like I feel like I just was not enough of a morning person either, and I didn't care enough to be like, oh, I'm gonna like curl my hair and all this kind of stuff, because like that would involve me, yes, getting up at like 5 in the morning. So but like my cousins like would leave the house by like 6 o'clock or something like that. I don't even know, it just seemed really early to me compared to like when I would leave. But on top of that too, they again lived out in, you know, sort of the middle of nowhere out on a farm, and me, it takes me, I walk to school and like could walk there in like 10 minutes. Not, you know, driving, we're probably there in like 2 to 5 minutes, because traffic is normally takes you longer than walking. On some occasions. It depends on if you get stuck by the lights, because there's like, actually I think there's only one light between our house and the high school. So it's normally not that bad, but it's normally bad traffic trying to get like through all of the, you know, the school stuff going on. So would hardly ever, I never had coffee before school either, and I would eat maybe like a granola bar on the drive to school, which again was about 5 minutes. So I never ended up getting up early because I never really needed to. There wasn't like a reason for me to really get up early. And again too, like even if I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear my hair down, I normally wash it the night before, possibly like throw it up so I just wasn't like sleeping on it while it was wet, and then take it down in the morning, and then just sort of, you know, do something to it, but it wouldn't take that long. And again too, doing my makeup takes me like 5 minutes to 10 minutes sometimes, especially again like in high school when I do it, because sometimes I'd be like, I'll just put mascara on and that is it, and then leave for school. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I wouldn't need to take a lot of time in the morning. So yeah, now it's crazy to me though that, again, going to school, I get up so early in the morning. Thing is that Jack's school actually is starting, like, doing in-person again, and I think Jack goes back to in-person next week or possibly the following week, something like that. And I think it's all day in person, and they aren't doing like the switching, like a hybrid or anything like that. I think it is fully back. So that is when Jack winds up going back, but I'm hoping that that might actually help me, because like when he was going to school, which this was again over a year ago now, he would come in my room and normally take the dogs out in the morning and then bring them, all of them at the same time, into my room, or else leave them in the hallway. And when they are up and barking and being loud and noisy, or if there were all of them in my room with 3 dogs trying to sleep on my bed, normally it was very chaotic and it would wake me up. So I feel like once he starts school too, maybe that will also help me a little bit in getting up, because then on top of that too, like my mom would be up because she'd take Jack to school, so like there'd be, you know, again, commotion going on in the house because she's up doing things, which she is now, but I feel like sometimes I sleep through that. I feel like if somebody came in my room, disturbed me enough, disturbed the dogs, you know, all that kind of stuff, I might actually, again, get up. But the nicer weather, I feel like, also does help a little bit. But I wouldn't mind having a rooster to wake me up. Or at least, again, having my birds outside, which do wake me up, but really only, like, I can still hear them. They're really loud in the mornings, especially even when I have my windows closed, but just I woke up so well those couple days, like when I had the windows open and could hear them and stuff like that. I feel like nature just naturally sort of has a way of, like, you know, again, sort of helping you with certain things. Like, it's just kind of crazy, but you gotta get back to nature sometimes. I feel like that's something that, again, for me, I noticed was helpful, but we need to get some warmer weather back again so I can have my windows open, which it was like 60 something as a high today, which was pretty nice, but it's, again, supposed to be like 50, 60 sort of as highs, which isn't that great. So you know, it's not like I'm gonna leave my window open in, you know, the morning or anything like that, because that is still pretty cold when it gets, you know, it can dip down to still like being 40s at night, which is pretty cold. Like if our furnace is going, I'm not gonna open the window, which it has been. So anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.